I am.
Okay, cool. So I remember when we did the first webinar about version 10, we said we wanted to bring back more wow. Do you feel like you saw a lot of wow today? Mm-hmm. Did this guy do a great job?
Good wow.
In thinking about today's session, we thought, well, what was the wow that we want to show you at the end? And this was an idea that we've been noodling amongst us for a little while, because we came out of Frankfurt thinking, I'd really like to do this thing. If you can imagine what this thing is, which you're about to see. And if anyone who knows me, I'm a bit of a data geek, and I was thinking, you've got all this wonderful data. You've invented this thing called DQL. John Curtis has done a phenomenal job. And what all the guys have done with Node.js and DQL is tremendous. But what if we could do this one thing that business users want to do? So Luis, why don't we show them what a business user may want to do with DQL?
Sure. You guys want to see one more demo?
One more thing.
Yeah. One more demo. So a few minutes ago, I showed a couple of things where you saw integration with Alexa, you saw integration with cell phones, data going and coming all over the place. The one common denominator is Domino Query Language, right? So how many of you are Domino developers here? Okay. How many of you are business users that you would like to act on data? Okay, quite a few people. So again, when Andrew talked to me about this idea, at the beginning it was like, let me think about it. But the more and more I got into it, and the more and more that we start talking to people, it's like, you know what? This is a pretty awesome idea.
Yeah, it's a cool idea.
So let me show you. Let me introduce a prototype, okay, a proof of concept that right now we call Domino Query Language Explorer, the DQL Explorer. So, for those of you in the room that are business users or are administrators and would like to have access to Domino data but don't want to talk to a developer, the developer is not available, or whatever it is, let me show you a couple of options here. So number one is I'm going to look into my database, sales quotes that we all saw this morning, and I'm going to call this one Chicago Toys, right? Oops. And I'm going to add a condition, well, let me save it. I'm going to add a condition where I want to find all the documents where the customer is Chicago Toys, right? I run this query, that's it, one result, view result. I'm not getting anything right now, but if I go back here and I said, you know what? I want to construct a very nice report that I can now use all this data and export it into JSON, Excel, take that data into the next level using...
we could do a mail merge in Word.
There you go. So I'm gonna capture the customer, the description, let me get who the salesperson is, let me get who the manager is, and let me get the total cost, right? Run query, go back here, and now you get all this report. So what I'm doing right now is I'm going live into my Domino databases, into my Domino applications, and I'm accessing data live using Domino Query Language without me knowing anything about Domino Query Language. It's just about accessing the data no matter what it is. Now, that was an easy example, right? Just one document. Let me go back here and let me show you another one. So I'm gonna go into pending quotes. You can see that you can actually save queries. You can actually, save them for future use. So I'm gonna go after this one and show me all the pending quotes. It found 10 documents. Now you find all this data. Again, this is non-development work, right? Anyone could access all of this. But let's say you're a developer, and let's say you want to get into, Domino Query Language, but you don't know where to start. Well, let me give you another use case. you're working with this application, you're developing these agents, and you want to kind of play with the DQL statements, but you don't want to run your Domino engine like every 5 minutes and wait to get a result. Well, you see this option right here?
And this part's really cool.
I know.
Lean in, people, lean in.
Enable developer options. So in this case, very simple query where I can see my statement, I can see my code in Java, so I can just copy paste, move it to Java. I can take this code, move it into my Node.js application, load a script. Guess what? You are not a Domino developer, you are a Domino admin. So you want to know, as a Domino admin, what the result is going to bring. This is how you do it from the server console. And guess what? Let's say you are a data geek. You really want to know how the query engine is looking at the data. Explain. And now you can see what's happening. Now, again, this is a very simple query. Let me go into a little bit of a more complex one. You guys remember this application, right? It's that beautiful wine app we showed a couple of weeks ago, developed by Theo. And let's say that I want to look at, all the wine from France, that grapes are not blue, and the intensity is not strong. I'm not a wine person, so I have no idea what I'm saying here.
we normally look to Ufi to choose the wine.
Exactly, yeah. So again, right? And I'm going to look at all this information. Let me add one more location. And you see the DQL statement, Java, Node.js, load a script, the Domino console, and if I want to see the result, what would it look like? Now I see all this amazing information that for those developers in the room do now have the ability to have a complete playground with DQL without even having to know DQL. And again, we're giving you all these pieces of code that if you have no idea how to start, now you know. Okay? Now, one more thing. So we have this huge database that, again, I'm not going to explain everything again, but I'm going to look for all these documents that are in this database. So let me run the explain first. This one's going to take a few seconds. You see that I was able to find 42 documents in like 2 seconds maybe? In a database with 700,000 documents.
Wow, cool.
Live.
Yeah,
okay? So if I go to my results, well, I'm not going to run it again, but if I go here from France, let me run this query one more time. I can look at all the results, and you can see all the data I'm bringing over. One more thing. Again, I'm not a developer. I'm just accessing data, I'm pulling data out of the system. What about if I want to organize this data in a way that kind of makes more sense to me? Well, let me look at all the wine by region, okay? And let me look at all the wine by, well, this is not the one, this one here, by producer. There you go. I can play with the data, I can act on the data, I can now have the ability, without being a developer, to extract any data from Domino using the amazing Domino Query Language environment, and just do magic with it.
It's perfect. And two other things you can see here. Comma delimited files, CSV and JSON are the two data exchange formats. So whether you're using Python, a data visualization tool, Microsoft Office, you can exchange the data and get it directly into the report, which is fantastic. And you can do one other thing, you can share these reports as well.
Yes, let me show you that. Oh, you also want to you also want to get into the one more thing?
Yeah, one more thing. I like this group.
There you go. Okay, so let's say you're a developer or you're a business analyst and you created this very nice query and you want to give it to somebody else. Well, let me go here. share. I can share this query with public, everyone will have access to it. Or I can say, you know what? I want Andrew to have access to this query, and Dimitri, who's one of the great developers who's helped me with this tool, but I want to allow Scott Good to actually be able to modify it. That's it, save it, voila. Now I can share my queries into all my databases. No matter how complex or how simple they are, I can let people, run these queries so they can access the data, or I can let other people to create and edit those queries into more useful pieces of information.
So I think, Luis, there's one question on people's minds. One question. When can I get it, right?
Well, just like we did in Frankfurt, everything I show is real, everything I show is live, and everything I show, I give it away. So this prototype should be available for all of you to download. I would say hopefully within the next few days. I know Andrew's gonna kind of start pushing tomorrow, but is it out? Is it out? Yeah. It's coming. It's coming.
Okay, good. And it's one NSF, is that?
And the architecture behind is one NSF. That's it. Nothing else. No DLL, no